Hi everyone, welcome to DevOps Bunker. In this video, we are going to understand about GitHub runners and types of runners and their main differences. So what is GitHub runner? A GitHub runner is nothing but a server or virtual machine that executes the job defined in a GitHub Actions workflow. When your workflow is triggered, GitHub assigns the job to a runner which performs tasks such as cloning code, running tests, deploying application, etc. So types of runners. We have two types of runners, GitHub hosted runners, self-hosted runners. So what is GitHub hosted runners? GitHub hosted runners are provided by GitHub only. So we just have to configure it in a GitHub action workflow. So once the job is triggered, automatically GitHub will assign the runner to this workflow based on our workflow configuration. And workflow execute the task on that runner. Once the job is done, automatically this runner will be destroyed or terminated. So next one is self-hosted runners. Self-hosted runners are runners which are maintained by us only. So we have to configure virtual machine or a server and connect it with a GitHub. Once that is done, we can configure this self-hosted runner in our workflow. So now let's understand the differences between GitHub hosted runner and self-hosted runners. So based on these differences, we'll be able to understand like which runner will suit in our environment. The first one is management model. Yeah, these are GitHub hosted runners are fully managed by GitHub only. These are pre-configured virtual machines with automatic updates so that we don't have to manage anything like patching and all. So next one is self-hosted runners, your own infra. So as I said, we have to maintain our own infra here and virtual machines, our images, and if server requires any patching activities or security updates, that is something we have to manage. So GitHub doesn't own any responsibility with the self-hosted runners. Scalability. Here on-demand capacity and fast startup for CI/CD workflows. Yes, so we just have to configure it in the workflow based on our workflow requirements or the task requirements. So it will automatically launch the virtual machines. This is a fast startup, right? We don't have to maintain anything. It will simply launch it. In the self-hosted runner section, requires custom scaling or orchestration. So we have to maintain everything here, how you want to launch it. Security. Here, GitHub provides isolated runners, encrypted, common storage, ephemeral cleanup. That means it is an immediate cleanup. We don't have to worry about the cleanup in the GitHub hosted runners. In the self-hosted runner section, full control plus full responsible for zero trust design and hardening. So here we own full responsible for cleanup and other activities as well. Troubleshooting. GitHub handles runner platform reliability and instance. So for example, if any issues with the GitHub hosted runners, then GitHub will take care of that incident. So we just have to inform that this is something wrong with the GitHub runner. So automatically they will check if anything is there, then they will fix it. In the self-hosted runner section, your team handles infra, queuing, and orchestration fields. Yes, so we have to maintain any kind of issues with the virtual machine or the server. Support model. Manage service experience with the enterprise support option. We have support here, GitHub support, but in the self-hosted runner, there we have to contact our internal team only. GitHub will not provide any support for this failures in the self-hosted runner. Operational ownership. Low operational overhead for developer teams. High operational ownership across infra and security. Time to value. Start in minutes and ship quickly. So in self-hosted runner section, so yeah, it will take a lot of time in initial setups. Once that is connected, it will also launch immediately. So but we have to take care of the initial setup and configuration, and we have to install all the dependencies which are required to run that task also. Maintenance effort. Near zero environment maintenance in the GitHub hosted runners, but in the self-hosted runners, continuous patching, image refreshes, and compliance upkeep. Cost structure. Guys, I'm doing a lot of videos and courses around DevOps, so please subscribe, which will encourage me to do more content like this. Coming back to the video, pay as you go in minutes, no infra maintenance burden here. Based on the uses, we have to pay to GitHub. In self-hosted runners, yeah, we have to maintain the server, right? So we have to pay the cost for server also on the storage, network, infra, memory, and all resources. In fact, execution time. So GitHub hosted runner currently supports only 6 hours only. If it is job is running more than 6 hours, it will terminate immediately after 6 hours. Self-hosted runners, default job timeout is 6 hours, but you can increase it by setting timeout minutes in your workflow. Example, timeout minutes. This is something you can configure in workflow only, but default job timeout is 6 hours, but you can increase. Platform fit. Best defaults for most teams and most repositories. Best when strict complaints or private system access is mandated. If you want to connect it to your internal network, then self-hosted runners are good. If you don't want to connect to the internal network, then these are best. GitHub hosted runners are best. Windows and Mac OS. We can use GitHub hosted runners only for Windows and Mac OS. because these provides rapid scaling. But if it comes to self-hosted runners, this Windows and Mac is harder to scale consistently than Linux in many environments. That means Linux is a little bit easy in self-hosted run, but if you want to work with the Windows and Mac OS, then it will be difficult little bit. Compliance scenarios, strong controls, often enough for enterprise cloud adoption. Here, compliance scenarios, we have to maintain these compliance scenarios. Network access, limited private network reach unless configured integration are used. If you want to connect to the internal network, then we have to provide external configurations here. Otherwise, you will not be able to connect to our internal network. In self-hosted runners, if it is self-hosted runner is already running on our internal network, then you don't have to worry about the external configurations. You can directly connect to your internet network and restricted services also. When to choose? Choose hosted for speed, simplicity, and lower operational risk. Choose self-hosted runner for unique constraint that requires deep control. Conclusion is that we have to go only for self-hosted runners in case that is something not achievable by GitHub hosted runners, like connecting to the internal network, and you need a more customized environment for your jobs. Otherwise, most of the cases we can use GitHub hosted runners only, which is easy to manage, and we can avoid the headache of maintaining the self-hosted runners. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching. In upcoming videos, I'm going to show you how to configure GitHub hosted runners and self-hosted runners in your workflow. Please subscribe, which will encourage me to do more content like this. See you in the next video.